my thing is, what is the criteria for MVP? That's the question, because if it continuously changes, then what is the criteria? Because for me, when I think about most valuable player, it's exactly that, right? Mm-hmm. Let's think about any type of situation. If you have somebody who runs the entire business, right? And that person is no longer there, is that business going to function the same way? It won't, right? Because the person that runs it the best is not there anymore. Most valuable. This person is valuable. You can't replace him. That's what the MVP should be.
Well, I also think it should be based off, it should be a combination of your stats and
your value to the team.
And how exactly your value to the team. Because if you weren't on this team and now you're here and we're doing great, then
how can you be the MVP? That's the thing that's the problem that I have, because they have changed the MVP award, and they've been doing this for decades. The best team has the best player, so the best player on the best team is the most valuable. I don't think that's necessarily true. The year that Westbrook won, and I'm going to talk about your particular point, Paraskevas, is that when Westbrook won the MVP, he averaged a triple-double. If it wasn't for him, that team would have won 19 games. He literally was the most valuable player for his team and for the league. Because if it wasn't for his particular heroics, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. They were a 6th seed that year, and he won the MVP. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. When Kobe averaged 35 a game and got the Lakers to the playoffs as a 7th seed, it made sense to kind of give him the award. They didn't give it to him; they gave it to Nash. But you can understand that, okay, this guy literally had to average 40 to get his team to the playoffs. That should put you in that should put you in the conversation of most valuable. Not if you're on the best team, because we've seen in situations where a guy that's up for most valuable player, he misses a few games and the team don't miss a beat. They don't miss a beat.
Right.
Misses 20 games. I remember there was a year that Giannis missed 10 games. Bucks were still dominating. They're still beating everybody up. So it's okay. So what makes it valuable? What is the criteria? I would love for them to have a criteria. What is it? What is it?
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.
On a Saturday, it's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Megaphone as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment, because the page is growing. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Cole, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I expect you to be a little bit more excited this week. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I didn't partake in what you partook in.
No,
in the back.
I didn't partake in anything.
Hey, you fool me, buddy.
There's somebody here that partakes in something, but it's not me.
So who's the partaker?
Family Frost.
Oh, you wait.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. Oh my Phil's in the building. How you doing, Phil?
What's going on, sir?
I told you about that salmon suit. That should fire.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna need that. I think that's your requirement the next time you come here, because you come very empty-handed every time you come to the pod.
Oh.
So I need.
That's wild disrespectful.
Yeah, it is. Is it?
That's not true. That's wild disrespectful.
That's the allegation.
100%.
Chili McFreeze, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
I'm going to expose you to the world today. Yeah.
Expose who, me?
Yeah.
Nah, not from that bit.
I got something to say. About you. All right? Jimmy, the super intern, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
How much money did you win this week?
The
The eyebrow went up. I saw that. Eyebrow went up. Yeah.
Big numbers.
Okay. Oh, big numbers. He's not even going to give us a figure. Big numbers. See what happens when interns start to get cocky?
I'm gonna text you later, man.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
He almost didn't show up.
Yeah, exactly. Cole on the ones and twos, the solid assassin is what I call him. What's up, Cole? How's your week?
Pretty good.
Did you break any knees this week?
No.
No? You're gonna wait till fantasy season. I know she's probably the commissioner. She
is.
made sure that she was the commissioner. I'm taking the money. I'm making sure that
or
I
the loan
collect this.
shark.
I'm the
Or the loan
president.
shark. Facts. Thank you, McFrost.
The commissioner in my last league.
We're just saying hello. You all right?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. I mean, like, we like 2 minutes in, and you already wildin'. You're already wildin'.
Like 6 beers in over there.
Right, yo.
Oh God!
We just got here.
My man Paris Ski was in the building today. What's
Just
up?
press
What's up,
the
man?
air button.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. I'm good, man. You know, good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, you doing big things. You're at Nickelodeon.
Yes, sir.
You know.
But sadly for you, the Lakers and the Cowboys haven't won.
Come
a
on,
championship
don't do
still.
that. Don't talk about any of my teams right now. Just because you're a Yankee fan and a Patriots fan, you're gonna feel it in a couple years. In regards to being a Patriots fan, right?
I already
that
felt
Brady
it.
stuff's over.
I already
It's over, right? So we
Big over.
Facts. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Lamar Jackson, right? What's going on with him? Is he gonna be on a new team? Is he going back to the Ravens? Kendrick Perkins and JJ Redick. They had an interesting back and forth. Definitely gonna talk about that. What is the criteria for the NBA MVP? We're going to discuss that, obviously. Ja Morant, that's the biggest news out there right now, right?
Stupid.
Paul Gasol gets his jersey retired with the Lakers. So me and Fang McFrost, we love that. Zion Williamson is not close to returning to the Pelicans. And I have a lot to say. Bears make a big trade. They trade the number 1 overall pick. We're going to get into detail. I want to talk about that right now, but they make a big trade, and the Panthers are very, very happy right now. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Watch. Claw is going to be discussing that with us later on. The Suns have a problem. The Phoenix Suns have a problem, and I predicted this, but we're going to talk about it a little later. Kyrie Irving, there's some Kyrie stuff out there that I just have to get off my chest. My irrelevant news of the week. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
So before I get into all the sports stuff, but by the way, let me just play this for Claw. We lit, baby. We in the building.
You said we lit. You heard that, right?
I did.
Okay.
Was that one of the banned words?
That's definitely thought lingo.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Take off that.
It's lit.
It's lit. Okay, we saw Cocaine Bear over the weekend, guys. Me, Chili McFreeze,
The bear.
Claw,
That damn
Phil
bear.
wasn't there. Nicole wasn't there because she had something doing. And I don't even know what happened to Jimmy. Like, I hit Jimmy up and Jimmy was like, yeah, what time you going? Told him exactly what was going on. And radio silence after that. Like, he like completely, he completely
He's talking to the
ghosted
bookie. That was it.
Completely ghosted me, bro. Completely ghosted me. Fang McFrost, he was supposed to be there, and he. Now, can we officially call this, like, did he stand us up?
Yeah.
Was this a stand up?
I felt like a cheap date.
It definitely did feel like a cheap date.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because you were there at the movie theaters, Claw, first, and you were like, all right, cool.
I was early, and I
I
never
had to
go
buy
in
my
right.
own
He's
I
never
never
early.
popcorn.
Never early, and then all of a sudden we get a call like, I'm not going to make it.
And I thought he was gonna do some grand scheme, wear the bear suit, and
Right.
like pull up. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about the bear suit, bro.
Oh, so you gave him an idea for
Don't
the
get
role
him
playing.
started.
You gave him an idea for the role playing. So, let's talk about
Bear suit
Okay.
with the white nose. I like
Right.
that.
You gotta Hey, yo, listen.
I'm recording that
And
one.
what you can do is you can put the white stuff on the. Hey.
Numb tongue. I'm like, la, 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 la.
Hey.
Numb tongue.
He's crazy. He's
Numb
crazy.
tongue.
HR facts. HR.
At that point, the only thing I'll get tight is my neck.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You gotta relax. Listen, we saw Cocaine Bear, right? I ain't gonna hold you. I enjoyed it. It was horribly great. It was horribly great. When the children started to do the cocaine, Listen, they had me there. They had me at hello. They had me at hello.
They did a lot. They did a lot.
Children were doing
No,
cocaine.
they didn't. Hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain. They did not do lines.
They
right?
ate cocaine.
They ate it.
So the kids did cocaine.
Correct.
Okay.
So
They ate the cocaine
yeah, off a knife.
off a knife.
I'm talking about
Like
Scarface,
a
a Scarface amount.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you
Not
ever
a
seen
little
like
bit of cocaine.
Wait,
A lot.
what?
There's a lot of bit of cocaine. Yeah. There's a lot.
Wait. And there were like a bunch of kids in the theater though.
But hold on, you jumping the gun. So the movie in itself is good, right? It was funny, it was entertaining for me. Claude didn't really like it too much. He's a Sharknado guy, so he was hating a little bit, right?
Yes.
And Chili McFreeze, right? Chili McFreeze the whole time for a month. I don't want to see no cocaine bear. This movie sucks. You go see how bad it is, right? That's what he used. Every pod he was saying that to us, right?
He did.
You should have heard him in there. Fang McFreeze, chucking it up in there, laughing.
And
He was having a good time.
Yo, man.
his favorite line was, "Hey yo, boo boo."
Right. He was having a great time in there. And listen, I'm gonna tell you, he gonna explain himself. Chili McFreeze, did you like Cocaine Bear?
It was decent.
You see? There we go. There we go.
Decent.
That's what I'm talking about. So but that wasn't the best part. That was not the best part of the movie. The best part of the movie wasn't even the movie itself.
No, you gotta save that. Save it.
What do you mean?
Save it.
Save for what?
Save it.
No, we discussing it. We gotta talk about it.
Nah, that's my.
Okay, all right. So
That's me for later.
I'm gonna save it because Chili McFreeze wants me to save it. But
He put his name on his shit in the
right,
fridge.
he saved it. He said, don't copyright my stuff. Nope. You know what I mean?
Don't eat my pretzels.
Copyright infringement.
Don't copyright my stuff. So, but all in all, Cocaine Bear was a success. I loved it. I really did. And when it hits DVD and stream, it's gonna become a cult classic. It really is.
DVD.
It is. People still watch DVDs. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they go to the
Still
red
watch
box,
DVDs?
some people go to the red box.
Yeah, man, about the bootlegs.
People still got it.
Bro, I got my CD book in the car.
Exactly.
Well,
Just
cut
because
it
you
out.
bougie, you don't have a DVD.
Cut it out.
I understand what you mean by that. I get it.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
See?
That
So,
was fire.
Cocaine Bear was a huge success. Loved it. Did you watch it yet?
No.
No. Are you planning to watch it?
No.
You should take your fiance to go watch it.
I'd rather save the money and wait for it to come on streaming.
You know what?
They're gonna do it sooner than later.
It's all
though.
about the
They are.
experience.
They are.
It's all about the experience.
Exactly. It's the experience, man. It's the experience.
But I don't recommend watching Ant-Man. That was trash.
Oh,
Don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me.
damn.
Don't ruin it for me.
Are you a Marvel guy though?
I am a Marvel guy, but it was trash.
Now
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I listen. I like people's opinions, right? But I still gotta see it for myself. Like, there's a lot of people that say that certain movies are trash, and then when you go watch it, the movie's good, right? Because everybody has their own opinions. Everybody watches movies differently, right? Claw likes to watch. What's the movie you like to watch, bro?
Sharknado.
The one with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Great movie.
I hate Point Break.
It's a good movie.
I hate it.
Beautiful.
But he loves Point Break.
I don't even think
so
I saw that.
If somebody
Via
would
con
have
Dios.
if somebody would have asked me what do I think of Point Break, I'd be like, it's all right. But if they ask Claw, they'd be like, it's a dope movie,
Utah, give me 2.
right? So moving on. I gave you guys homework. I gave Chili McFreeze, I gave Claw, and I gave Fang McFrost some homework. Did you guys watch the Chris Rock Netflix special,
I did.
Yeah.
Selective Outrage?
Sure
Yeah, he
did.
still didn't watch it.
It wasn't homework.
Sure did.
Still didn't watch it.
I watched
Watch
it.
straight to the end.
Now, thoughts. I'd like to hear some thoughts around the room.
I respect it.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, there is no spoiler. Everybody watched it. At this
I mean,
point.
not everybody.
Everybody that wants to watch it at this point watched it.
To hell with whoever didn't watch it. We still gonna talk.
Exactly.
Man.
Like
I think-
we don't care about spoilers.
Yeah, I think he did what he had to do at the end.
Facts.
Shot his shot. It was. You wait for something like that. Like, you bring out the big cameras on the Netflix special. You bring out the smoke. You bring out the Beyonce airflow.
Right.
You bring out the best outfit.
Right.
And you save the best joke that everybody wants to see you. Like, that's your Summer Jam moment. Like,
Facts.
you got to let that go and clap back. Because if not, you're like a bitch, bro. And You know what I mean? Just
I
look like a
agree.
bitch for
I
like
agree.
6 months.
He should have made a whole show about him, man. Forget that
You can't
last.
a whole hour.
Why not?
Nah, man. That's too
Marlon
much.
Wayans has one.
I'll be over it.
That's too
I'm
much.
like, I'm
Nah,
over
he
it.
could have did it.
You'd be over it by like the 10-minute mark if he just.
You know what's crazy? Like,
Nah,
I was
it's
never.
Chris Rock.
I was
He would have
really never a
improvised
Chris
on
Rock
everything
fan.
else.
I was
I mean,
never
he
a
was-
fan of him.
Yeah.
I'm saying I was never a fan of Chris Rock, but I kind of enjoyed it a little bit, you know?
There's the thing, like people are very hot and cold with Chris Rock, right? There's people that either really like his comedy or they're like, I'm out, right? There's not really any like gray area fans with Chris Rock. So for me, I think the special was all right. It was decent because I saw a lot of the material to begin with. Like I went to the Jones B show, and a lot of the material that he started with was in the Jones B show with him and Kevin Hart. So, you know, he added in some new stuff and all that stuff, which was, you know, the whole totality of the pod was good. The special was good, but the part that I didn't like had nothing to do with Chris Rock. It had to do with the outrage from the special, right? People are saying, oh, well, you know, he shouldn't have talked about such and such. He shouldn't have talked about this and da-da-da. And I'm like, he's a comedian, right? Since when can't comics be funny and talk about things without people being offended about what he says in a comedy special?
Being offended is part of part of it.
But since when? Cancel
Since
culture,
always.
man.
No, I don't
No,
think
it's
since
fine. No,
always.
it's fine. Like people are supposed to feel, I guess, offended. It's,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just comedy.
Right.
At the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion on everything.
Comedy is supposed to be pushing the uncomfort level. That's what it's supposed to be there
Right.
for, right?
Right.
But like people are really like upset about it. That's the thing with me. Like you can be, I don't really like that joke or whatever. But like when you really are like mad about it, like for example, right? They said that, oh, I didn't like the way he said that he's not a victim, but yet he portrayed the victim when he was talking about Will Smith, saying that Will Smith was picking on him and knew that he could beat him up because he can't fight or whatever it is, right? But he's making a joke out of the particular situation.
Right.
So how can you be literal when this man is putting on a comedy special?
Yeah.
It's literally a comedy special. So he's trying to get some type of humor out of the situation, right? So him saying that he's picking on somebody smaller than him, that's some humor in it, correct? It's not being real.
Right.
Pretty much.
It's humor.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why people, but again, he named it selective outrage for a reason.
I mean,
because in our society, people love to be offended for no reason. They just want to be offended, right? And it came out that Will Smith himself was offended and disappointed and sad about what happened. Oh, really? Really? Oh,
Well,
oh.
I'll be honest with you. The only part that I thought that people may get crazy about is when he called her a bitch,
I think that was fair game.
which I believe it was fair game, but I figured like some
Yeah.
group of women somewhere
No,
else
you're
gonna
right.
say something.
And Fang is completely right? Because with selective outrage, you have people that'd be like, oh, well, I don't like the way he said that because I don't associate myself as being that, right? So he calls that individual that, and you now associate yourself with that, right? But he's not talking about you. So it's very selective because sometimes they can be able to joint themselves up with certain issues, right? But in certain other issues where a girl is out there wilding or they got an OnlyFans or they doing something crazy, oh no, I don't do that. But that's your people, right? So how can you align with them here, but you're not going to align with them here, right? It's selective. It's selective.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chloe. So, you know, for me, it's like I liked it. I think he executed it well. I think it was probably the best ether moment in comedy in some time. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I can't remember another one that has happened like that, honestly.
I mean, marketing wise, he did it perfectly.
Yeah.
Because everybody expected him to have a huge outrage right after this
Right.
event happened. But he saved it for Netflix.
Yeah,
He got paid
it
for
made,
it.
It made $20 million of it.
Absolutely.
$20 million.
Yeah, made $20 million. I'm gonna, instead of me suing your ass, right? I'm gonna make a Netflix special and milk it until the last 10 minutes, and I'm gonna make $20 million.
But then, like, keep in mind, he made more money
Yeah.
than he'd ever probably made stand up in years. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out, bro.
No, it definitely worked
His
out.
team, salute to them. They
Shouts to
mapped it
Chris
out.
Rock. Shouts to Chris Rock. I enjoyed the special. I loved the last 10 minutes, honestly, because him giving Will Smith the business, it was beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I think the show was, I mean, for me, right? Waiting a year, I would probably be like, yo, I want to see the whole show for Will Smith, right? Or watch all the content should have been on Will Smith.
Right.
Although he did name it selective, whatever it was.
Outrage.
Selective outrage. And he did mention moments that is very true. But I wanted to see him go in a little bit more.
Yeah. Like, for me, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I think Chris Rock handled this whole thing aces. I really do. Because to have somebody slap you on TV, we're not talking about, local TV, syndicated TV. We talk about
Masses.
international TV where the world is watching, right? And another man smacks you. Like, for me, I would have took it in stride when it happened, right? But every time I saw Will Smith after that, it was up. Like, seriously, if he was at brunch, it's up. If I see you at a gathering, it's up. Every time I see you, it's up after that.
But think about it. Will Smith knew who he was doing it to.
Of course.
He wouldn't have done that to 50.
He wasn't going to do that to Ricky Gervais.
Right. He knew he was doing it to.
He a clown for that.
Right. And that's why it went the way it did.
Facts.
Because everybody knew he was a clown. So it was like, he slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You a clown for that.
And just like what Chris Rock said, you mad at me because of what your wife did to you.
Right.
Like, think about that.
You
mad at me for what your wife did to you. Your wife exposed you. Like, your wife did this to you. She put you on Front Street and told y'all business out there, had you crying on TV.
And it wasn't even his wife. It was Tupac.
So you think it was the ghost of Tupac that came out?
The ghost of
Damn.
Tupac.
Yo.
So what's really going on?
So she might have did a seance before and the spirit of Tupac came.
Hey,
She's very spiritual. She's very spiritual.
Your fingers is orange, Tupac.
man.
Damn.
That's everybody's girl.
But just think about it though. Your son's friends come over to hang out. Hey, I'm gonna make you some snacks. And next thing you know, he's
Hey, Mom, you got the Sunny D?
Right.
Sure do.
Yo, dude.
Time to blow your back.
Yeah.
You know the old school traditional porn scene, right?
Yo.
Exactly.
Wow.
She's in the kitchen, right? Oh, the pipes need cleaning.
Hey, honey. You want some cookies?
Right.
Cookies and milk.
Yo, you want
Cookies and cream.
You gonna get dark.
Hey.
You can get darker though.
Yeah.
he'd be like, I don't want no cookies, but I'll give you some.
This guy.
I can't with him.
Yo,
I can't with him.
you know how he knows Pac? Because after he smashed, he's gay now.
Wow. So Pac went into
Yeah.
went to the homie, and then jumped out on the homie.
Wait,
Y'all better cut it.
hey, yo, wait, where we going?
where we're going.
Where we going?
We're talking Patrick Swayze stuff. We talking ghosts here.
Where we going? Who's pushing the chains under the door?
Hold on, let's unpack this a little bit. All right, so I understand what you're saying here, Claude. I'm with you. So they have the seance before, right? He goes into Jada, right? Well, he goes into the kid first, right? Smashes Jada, and then the ghost of Tupac goes into Jada, and then he's the one that has the red table talk, and then he exposes Will Smith. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Because he hated Will Smith the whole
Facts.
time.
Because at the end of the day, that's still Pac's woman. Hey!
Yep.
Wow, bro, your tin hat don't fit him.
Yo, I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing it today.
Gotta
That makes
trust the
sense.
process, like the hat
Facts.
says.
It took a while. It took a while to get
Shouts
there,
to
but
Tiny.
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. I'm definitely wearing it. After the break, we're gonna talk some NFL talk.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, don't make it the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this go something. All Even. Yo, you. Oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you gonna have to shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump in
All
the
Even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right? All Even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
G. What is it, G? Oh. I shout out, G. Oh.
Welcome back, y'all. We have a trade. We have a trade in the NFL. The Chicago Bears have traded the number 1 overall pick for this year's draft to the Carolina Panthers. They have traded, well, Panthers, they get the number 1, and they traded the number 9 pick, the number 61 pick, 2024 first round pick, and the 2025 second round pick, and also DJ Moore as a part of the trade. So the Bears got a nice haul, as well as the Panthers got a nice haul, and I think that the Panthers are not done. They're saying that they may want to trade out of that number 1, go down a couple of spots, so they can be able to dictate which quarterback they really want. So they're making some moves right now. So Paris, what are your thoughts on, the Bears making this trade, the Panthers moving up to possibly get their guy? Because over the last few seasons, they were in the Aaron Rodgers watch. They wanted him. They wanted Matt Stafford. They wanted Deshaun Watson. They wanted all of these guys. And now that they finally are going to have their guy. So, kudos to the Panthers for maintaining the aggressiveness and, staying the course of, we're going to get our guy eventually. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give up. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think the Bears won this trade.
Okay.
From both sides. They finally have their wide receiver 1. You don't have to rely on Chase Claypool next year because he's absolutely trash.
Be nice, why would you?
He's a idiot.
Nice guy,
I could see, this is a bold prediction. Justin Fields will be in a top 5 candidate for MVP next year.
Wow. That's definitely a bold prediction.
That's my
I
prediction.
haven't even seen the man complete 10 passes yet. Man, complete 10 passes, you'll go from that to MVP. I mean, listen, you want to see him get better. He can't be any worse than what he was as a rookie, right? Like, obviously, like Jalen Hurts, he was bad as a rookie. He made the improvements year 2, obviously year 3. So we're going to hopefully see that same progression with Justin Fields. So I like the fact that both of these teams made a deal. I think, like you said, you think the Bears won. I think both teams won. I think it's a great situation for both teams. The Bears have their quarterback. There was no need for them to have this pick. You know what I mean? You weren't going to draft another quarterback. You could probably take the defensive lineman, right? But were they really going to do that? I don't know. So them being at 9, I think it gives them a little bit more flexibility in regards to what they want to do with their roster. They can then use that 9 pick and maybe trade back again and get more assets. So there's a lot of things that the Bears can do at this point. Chloe, what you got?
I don't know.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Panthers get their guy, who's he going to throw to? You trade all the majority of your offensive assets.
I'm sure that they still have a lot of picks in this draft, so they can be able to go get themselves an outside weapon. I'm sure they have some money in free agency. They could probably get a Juju on the market. There's some other guys that they can be able to get. So I think Juju's going back to Kansas City. Possible, but they have. What I'm saying is that the Panthers, they have options. They have a lot of options because if you're going to have a rookie quarterback, obviously you're going to need the strength of that offensive line. They have a decent running game already with Deonta Foreman. So if they get an outside weapon, I think their weapons are not bad. They just young. They have young receivers on that team. So who's to say that those kids don't make the step from year 1 to year 2 and get better?
That's true.
So I like it, man. I like the fact that the Panthers are doing this. I think Bryce Young is the guy. I'm hearing some stuff about C.J. Stroud and stuff like that, but I think Bryce Young, if you're gonna take them one, you gotta take Bryce Young. You have to take Bryce Young because he's the no doubt number 1 draft pick this year.
I also think that guys like Thielen that are out there, it's not a bad pickup. You got a lot of wide receivers that are getting cut. Even I'll take Braxton Berrios over there just to have a slot guy that could just pick up.
I think Berrios makes more sense than Thielen because Thielen wants to go to a contender. So he's not going to some team that just has a rookie quarterback and he wants to win. I think a guy like Thielen thinks about the Cowboys. He thinks about the Chiefs. He thinks about the Bengals maybe. He thinks about certain teams like that and because those are the teams that are contenders, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe even the Jets. Yeah, maybe even the Jets. I think even the Jets are definitely on the radar as well. Buffalo, so we'll see. But I kudos to the Bears and the Panthers for making this deal. I think it happened quickly. I didn't think it was going to happen this quick. Normally you see things happen like draft day or, hours before the draft or something like that. So the fact that they got this done early, they meant business. They definitely meant business. Moving on. Aaron Watch. The Jets are on the clock. The Jets, they have, Jet fans, they're out of their darkness retreats. They're coming out of the woodworks. They're wearing their Jets attire. They're putting on their hats. They're high-fiving each other in the streets. They are feeling good about themselves finally. They can say, hey, we can actually have conversations about football without being embarrassed, without feeling like we're less than. We love it. Chloe, how you feel?
It's safe to come outside, guys. It's cool.
It definitely is. Because, listen, you have your Gotham City Football Club Jets shirt on right now.
This is a players only, but
is it? Yeah. Is it? So you feel good?
Shouts to Gabby. Appreciate it.
You feel very good.
I feel great.
So, Aaron Watch, let's hear it.
Well, the boys got on a plane the other day to go talk it out with Mr. Rodgers himself and the rest of the team and whoever they had to speak to. And they came back. You know how you walk out the house after that good date? You didn't walk out like, oh, we have to come back, or I got to take out another date. Like, you walked out there a little satisfied, and you had to clean up house a little bit.
Knowing that you about to close.
Oh, you closed.
Oh, okay.
You just got to clean up some things. There's some parameters after you have to do. You might have to go and trim the hedges. Like, go do a little something, you know what I mean?
A little manscaping.
Yeah, a little manscaping, you know what I'm saying? Just to clean up, get right, because, yeah, it's going down.
Yeah, so for what I'm hearing is that the Jets, they've already negotiated the compensation. They know exactly what they're going to give up for Aaron Rodgers. It's just about, is Aaron Rodgers going to accept this now and head to New York? So
I can just picture a whole bunch of people in green prancing through the streets of East Rutherford.
Yeah.
Happy as can be.
Yeah.
Finally.
On ayahuasca.
Yeah.
I love it. There's going to be a lot of people in Dumbo that are fans of Aaron Rodgers.
Ayahuasca is definitely part of the deal.
Already. DMT all day, bro.
It'll change your life.
He's not even playing for the Jets. He's playing for DMT. It's going down, son. I'm so excited because that puts us in the win now.
Right. Puts the Jets in the win now. They have a win now defense. The running game is good. They have good pieces on the outside. Everything is lined up. If they can be able to make this deal work, if he accepts it, they have a nice 2-year window here where they can really make some noise.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Beautiful part is we don't have to give up a 1 for him.
Right. Like you thought they were going to give
I thought
one.
they had, because I'm used to playing Madden and, we have to sell that whole house.
Right.
The fact that we're taking on a contract, they can't ask for that. So, if we can give them a 3 and a 5 and a water cooler, we're good.
And it might not even take that much.
And the cheese head back that Sauce had. Like, we'll give you the cheese head back.
They burnt that.
Yeah, they burnt it.
Hey, they made Cheese Whiz or whatever it is.
The fact that Aaron Rodgers is damn near $60 million, The Jets are like, yo, we're not giving you no first.
Right.
You ain't getting no second. You definitely not getting the third. You can take 4. I give you a 4 and a conditional 5 or something like that, but you ain't getting none of that.
And Joe Douglas gets it done. Like the one thing that we missed out on was Tyreek Hill, but that came down to just luxury taxes, and he didn't want to pay the taxes in New York, so that's why he went to Miami. But we would have had that. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like they're put in the positions to get this deal solidified, and I know it's happening.
How do Giants fans feel if the Jets bring it home?
Well, we got a couple Giants fans in the building, so let's ask.
Not me.
Okay.
Oh.
Good for them. I mean, listen, they've been a dumpster fire for a long time.
Who, you hear the shot? I like that.
So yeah, go ahead, get yours. That's fine. You work for this.
Silent Assassin, what are your thoughts?
For me, it's like, for him, I always see him in like Green Bay, so it's going to be, if it does happen, it'll be kind of weird to see.
Right.
But
It's
overall,
definitely going to be strange.
But will he be a Brett Favre 2.0 as a Jet?
But
Brett Favre?
to be fair to Brett Favre, he was, when he got there, the Jets were the best team in the AFC through 11 games. They were 8-3. Then he tore the quad or the tricep, and that was it, right?
And he sent the dick pic to,
and then he said, yeah, right.
all in the same week.
All in the same week.
A Richard
So, like,
pick.
but think about it. You tear your arm up. You know,
Yeah, I like that guy.
he got time on his hands now,
I
right?
done sent a lot of dick
Boy,
pics in my time.
I got nothing but time.
Right.
I still send dick pics.
Oh gosh, yo.
I really do. I still send them.
HR.
Relax. But yeah, I think the Jets, they said that they're gonna give him all the time that he needs. Because of course, why are you gonna rush him? Hey, listen.
If not this year.
Right. I just want you take the girl out on a nice day. You show all this stuff. He's like, listen, I'm serious about you. I want to make this work. Like you, but take all the time you need. Here's my number.
The choice is
call
yours.
You know what I mean?
Turn up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
You call me.
Serenade him.
You know what I mean? Like, so when you leave there, she gonna be like, yo, that was fire.
He got his mushrooms.
That's how Aaron Rodgers feels right now.
He's different.
Right. Aaron Rodgers is like, ooh, the Jets are different.
That's how you
right
set
now.
the mood. You go in, he smell like.
And mind you,
smells good.
right?
in here,
And mind you,
you know?
Aaron Rodgers is that type of guy where he likes to be wooed, right? He did it with the Packers for a few years. Please, Aaron, come back. Please, we need you. Please. That's what he likes. He likes to be fawned over. So the fact that the Jets went on a private plane, had Woody Johnson, he said, listen, hey, we taking the whole, don't worry about the vaccine. We're not bringing that with us. We're not bringing the Johnson & Johnson. We're not going to have those conversations. We're going to talk about some other stuff, right? They brought the whole contingent over there to talk to Aaron Rodgers.
They brought the playbook.
Yeah.
That's what they bought.
So, he liked that. He liked that. He left feeling good. Feeling good about himself. So, I hope to see it. I hope the Jets in the next few days get their quarterback and Jets fans are happy and, Patriots fans are miserable about it. Like Paris Gabriel.
Hoorah.
The Patriots will never be the same.
I mean, they got Mac Jones. I like that guy.
They'll never
Mac
be the
who?
same.
Yeah, Mike Jones is good.
Exactly, Mike Jones.
I said Mac. You
You said Mike.
No, I said Mac Jones. I would never
Mac who?
mess up his name. It's my guy. His name is Michael McCarkle Jones. All right? My guy. Moving on. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is in a conundrum, y'all. And the reason why is because, I don't pocket watch people, right? If you want to get your bag. Whatever that is what it is. But in this situation, I think he's bidding against himself. Because the Ravens have offered him several contracts. They want Lamar. They like Lamar. They want him as their franchise quarterback, right? But if we're constantly giving you contract after contract after contract, hey Lamar, here's this, and the reports are saying that you're $100 million apart. At some point, you as the organization or whatever it is, the other side of the negotiation is going to say, all right, go out there and go see what the market dictates for you. And then, You can come back to us if you want to, right? So basically, that's what the Ravens did. They went ahead and gave him the non-exclusive franchise tag, which allows him to look for another deal. He can sign an offer sheet, and now the team has a right to either match it or let him go. If they let him go, they get 2 first-round picks as compensation. The other team gets the quarterback, right? There's no offers out here for him. There's no teams that are bidding for Lamar Jackson. Why? Me and Claude had a conversation about this the other day, is that I heard this collusion word where people like, oh, it's collusion. This don't look right. This don't smell right. Most of those people that say that don't know what a non-exclusive tag is. It's just like in basketball. You can be a restricted free agent after your rookie deal, right? That doesn't mean that you're a free agent. That means that the team still owns the chance to have your rights. You can go ahead and go sign an offer sheet, and the team has a right to match it, right? So most of the times you see restricted free agents in basketball, their teams don't really aggressively chase them because they feel like they're doing the dirty work for the team, right? In this situation, all these other teams, these football teams, feel like they're doing the Ravens' dirty work. Why am I going to go ahead and offer him a great deal that works for us, and then you're going to see, oh, that is a good deal. That works for us too. Let's sign that tag. Let's sign that sheet, and he's back with the Ravens. Right. So now we did all the work. We don't get the quarterback. So this is why there's no movement, because he has a non-exclusive tag. No team wants to take that risk of not getting the player. That's what it is. That's one. The other part of this is that he wants a fully guaranteed contract. There's only 2 times in the history of football that that's happened. Deshaun Watson recently and Kirk Cousins. And the 2 guaranteed contracts that Kirk Cousins signed with the Minnesota Vikings, they don't equate to $230 million. It's way less than that. You're using the Deshaun Watson deal as the checkpoint or the gold standard. The Browns jumped out the window because they wanted the player. That's not the norm. You've seen other quarterbacks sign deals after that. Russell Wilson signed a deal after that. Who else? You have Derek Carr that signed a deal after that. There's many quarterbacks that have signed deals after that point. None of them have guaranteed contracts. So for Lamar to ask for that is unreasonable in my opinion. It is. I ain't gonna pocket watch, but it's unreasonable because nobody is giving that money, because an owner in football, they all were mad when that happened, because it's like, all right, you give him the guaranteed contract. Now what's gonna happen to us? We gotta do the same thing? Right. So when the Cleveland Browns did that, every other owner was tight. They were mad.
Makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world. So all that collusion talk, anytime I hear that, it's people that just don't understand what they're talking about in regards to what it is. They don't understand the parameters. They don't understand what a non-exclusive tag is. They don't understand what's actually going on here. Because the Ravens want the quarterback, but he wants a guaranteed contract. They're not going to give him that. And at some point, he's going to have to make a decision to say, all right, I may not be getting that big bag. Maybe I take a short deal and see what the market dictates for me in another 3 or 4 years.
The crazy thing is, like, Lamar is actually negotiating himself.
Got no agent.
It's nobody negotiating for him.
There's no middleman.
To let him know, like, yo.
Right.
I understand that you want this money, but 100%. It's just not feasible. It doesn't make sense.
Good point.
I've seen it work for Bobby Wagner. They worked for Bobby Wagner for a couple of years, and then when there's no buffer, there's no relationship.
It's tough.
There's no buffer.
It feels more personal.
It's more personal. Yeah. It's definitely more personal, and there's no...
He about to say, give me my ball back.
Yeah, basically, I'm going home.
Yeah.
So it's rough.
So that's what it is, man. It's like, I feel for the kid, but it's just like in basketball. I don't like to compare the 2 sports, but there's certain things that I can bring up that make sense. When Rudy Gobert got traded in the summer, and the T-Wolves traded like 15 picks for him, right? That's Rudy Gobert. Who's trading 15 picks for Rudy Gobert, right? You do that for Kevin Durant. You do that for LeBron. You do that for Giannis and Luka. You don't do that for Rudy Gobert.
LeBron James.
You don't do that for that bum, right?
Now look at the Timberwolves right now.
But what that did was it screwed up the market. Because every other team is like, okay, well, if Rudy went for that, then what is Kevin Durant going to go for? What is this guy going to go for? So if Rudy got 7, I want 10 picks. Like, you know what I mean? So, and people are like, no, that's not happening. And look what ended up happening in regards to Kevin Durant, what he got traded for. There was no 9 picks that he got traded for because the market went back to normal. The Deshaun Watson contract is not the norm. So you cannot use that as a talking point. Can't. Like, he can go ahead and shoot your shot, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. I feel bad for the kid, but like I said, it's one of those situations where he's really going to have to look inward and say, all right, I may not want to be on this team anymore, but whatever team I do negotiate with, I have to call them and let them know that, all right, let's not talk about the guaranteed money anymore. Let's not talk about fully guaranteed. Let's see how close I can be able to get to whatever the next best contract is out there.
Well, that's why he needs the agent.
That's why he needs the agent. I agree. I definitely agree.
Or needs Maverick.
He needs somebody, because whatchamacallit, what's my man's name that runs Clutch Sports? What's the dude's name? He just got engaged to Adele.
Oh, Brown Boy?
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Rich Paul.
Yeah, Rich
Paul.
Yeah, Rich Paul. He just got engaged to Adele.
Word?
Man, he the jackpot boy.
Word?
Cashed out.
Yo.
Yeah, he been with her for a while.
Word? I like Adele. I like the attitude of like women on the other side of the world.
Across the pond.
They're just different.
It's the accent.
No, it's not even. It's just
it's the accent.
They're aggressive. They're aggressive. I like aggressive
back
women.
blowing and she was like, "What's up? We together or not?"
You gotta relax. HR.
Like Russians. Oh man, I would love a Russian.
Yeah. So after the break, we're gonna talk about some NBA stuff. Got Paus Jersey retirement. Kendrick Perkins jumped out the window.
Crazy.
After break.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry for leaving podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Welcome back, y'all. Let's unpack this. All right, we have a nice melting pot of people in the room, so this is a perfect topic to talk about. Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is a co-host on the ESPN show First Take. Stephen A. Smith, JJ Redick is frequent on that show as well. And there was this debate. There's this constant debate talking about Nikola Jokic because he's the current leading candidate for the NBA's MVP at this point. And he's the 2-time reigning MVP already. So if he wins this year, he will be the first 3-time in a row winner of the MVP since Larry Bird back in the 80s. Right? Kendrick Perkins has been saying some stuff about Nikola Jokic that, he's not even top 10 in scoring. He's kind of stat padding to get these triple doubles, and then he was making some conversations, or he was making a take about
Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's how you get upstairs. He made a statement about white players being more favored when they're on the actual ballot to get the MVP award. And JJ Redick wasn't having it. Got on the show and was like, look, bro, I appreciate what you're saying. I like this show, but are you saying that people are racist in regards to voting for the MVP and blah, blah, blah? And so let's unpack it. Is there a bit of racism in regards to selecting the MVP for sports? Regardless, if we're talking about basketball, let's just isolate the basketball.
I never noticed it.
That's a reach, bro.
Yeah,
That's
huge.
That's
Everything is
I've ever heard.
So if people are voting for a person to win, that it is what it is. It's a vote.
Right.
Like it has not. So I can't blame it on race or anything. But if more people are voting, they're just voting. You got to get out there and vote.
I mean, but it's not for the people. So it's the writers, right? So it's the writers that they're the ones that actually are voting for the MVP, right?
How many of them are actually watching? Sorry about that.
I mean, they're supposed to be watching it, so you would hope that they're actually watching the product. But what do you think about X-Men?
I see no racism at all, because if that was the case, you wouldn't see Giannis, LeBron, Kobe, and all these greats winning. You'd be seeing guys like Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash in the last couple of years winning it every year.
I mean, they do have 3 MVPs between them.
Yeah, but
yeah,
good players. I mean, good players are good player, bro.
Exactly.
The numbers don't lie.
The thing is,
basketball.
I mean, like Jokic right now, he's averaging a triple-double.
Right.
And the last guy to do that was Westbrook.
Right.
And when he did it, didn't he win MVP?
No.
No? All right. So I might.
See, the thing is that's where the conversation is going to lead now for me, right? We can go ahead and move on from Kendrick Perkins' wild take, because he's just it's clickbait. It's pretty much clickbait. And if he thinks that way, then bruh, like you got the wrong job. You know what I'm saying? It's not I understand what he meant, but he didn't articulate it in a way that makes sense. He's basically saying that the white guys that have been voted MVP have not had impressive seasons to be voted MVP. So that's the problem, right? Is that when Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs, he was on the best team, right? But he didn't put up the best stats. Steve Nash wasn't a 20-point scorer. He was a great shooter. He was a 50, 40, 90 guy. Led the league in assists, right? That counts. But he wasn't an impressive scoring machine, right? Normally, guys that are, the last guy that really won the MVP as a point guard is not really a big scorer, Magic Johnson, right? Guys scores 18, 19 points a game, 13 assists, can have the triple-double, you get that. But when you look at Steve Nash's numbers in the years that he won the MVP, it's like, people were saying that Kobe should have won the MVP one year. They should have said LeBron should have won it another year. They should have said Shaq could have won it in one of those 2 years as well. So I understand that, right?
Right.
Then when Dirk won it, Dirk had the best. I think they had the best record in the league at that time, 67-15. The Mavs did, right? So okay, MVP, right? My thing is, what is the criteria for MVP? That's the question, because if it continuously changes, then what is the criteria? Because for me, when I think about most valuable player, it's exactly that, right? Mm-hmm. Let's think about any type of situation. If you have somebody who runs the entire business, right? And that person is no longer there, is that business going to function the same way? It won't, right? Because the person that runs it the best is not there anymore. Most valuable. This person is valuable. You can't replace him. That's what the MVP should be.
Well, I also think it should be based off. It should be a combination of your stats and
your value to the team.
And how exactly your value to the team. Because if you weren't on this team and now you're here and we're doing great, then
how can you be the MVP? That's the thing that's the problem that I have, because they have changed the MVP award, and they've been doing this for decades. The best team has the best player, so the best player on the best team is the most valuable. I don't think that's necessarily true. The year that Westbrook won, and I'm going to talk about your particular point, Paraskevas, is that when Westbrook won the MVP, he averaged a triple-double. If it wasn't for him, that team would have won 19 games. He literally was the most valuable player for his team and for the league. Because if it wasn't for his particular heroics, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. They were a 6th seed that year, and he won the MVP. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. When Kobe averaged 35 a game and got the Lakers to the playoffs as a 7th seed, it made sense to kind of give him the award. They didn't give it to him; they gave it to Nash. But you can understand that, okay, this guy literally had to average 40 to get his team to the playoffs. That should put you in the conversation of most valuable. Not if you're on the best team, because we've seen in situations where a guy that's up for most valuable player, he misses a few games and the team don't miss a beat. They don't miss a beat.
Right.
Misses 20 games. I remember there was a year that Giannis missed like 10 games. Bucks were still dominating. They're still beating everybody up. So it's like, okay. So what makes it valuable? Like, what is the criteria? I would love for them to have a criteria. Like, what is it? What is it?
Right. They at least need to release it to the fans so that we have a better understanding.
So that
when you
there's
pick
no outrage.
this person,
right.
We can't say, "Oh, why the hell did you pick this person?"
Because the thing is too, they like to use a lot of advanced stats now, PER and all these advanced other analytic stats, and it's like fans don't care about none of that nonsense. Like, it's about what makes sense. What am I looking at? Because for the last 3 seasons, I'll keep it honest with you, Jokic is good, right? I'm not going to say that he's not good. But Embiid's better.
Yeah.
Embiid's better. Embiid is a dominant big man that can score at every particular phase. Outside shooting, mid-range. He can score inside. He has the defense, right?
Yeah.
The Sixers were one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference last year, were they not?
Yep.
Weren't they either 1 or 2 last year? Yes. And he didn't win MVP. You know where the Nuggets finished last year? 6th. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make sense because it's not consistent.
Right.
Because if that's the case, if you're going to give somebody the MVP award and he finished 6th, his team finished 6th, then why does Westbrook only have 1 MVP?
Listen, I don't think it comes down to. Listen, I don't think it comes down to race. To be honest with you,
no, it has nothing to do with race.
But to rule that out, we just need to know the criteria.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's my thing. Is that if you're gonna give it to him this year and his team finished 6th, then why doesn't Westbrook have more MVPs? If the triple double is such a crazy stat for you, that's the problem that I'm having, because he's gonna go ahead and win 3 straight, and LeBron doesn't have 3 straight. Duncan doesn't have 3 straight. Kevin Garnett doesn't have 3 straight. There's so many great players. Shaq only has 1 MVP in his career. So we're going to say that Jokic is now more acclaimed than Shaquille O'Neal in regards to MVPs?
Not even close.
Doesn't make sense.
So for me, going forward, the MVP award doesn't really mean much. Right. It's just it's a regular season award that should just be looked at as that.
Right.
It should not be held in any high acclaim or anything. It's
like
just
a playoff MVP is more
Finals MVP.
Right,
I think is more important than regular season MVP in my opinion.
I agree.
Because
the way they vote is just like the Hall of Fame system.
It makes no sense.
It's like random players get in. So it's just like with baseball. You gotta tell me because they did roids.
Right.
McGuire, Bonds, Clemens, they don't deserve to
get in. Exactly.
Meanwhile, they do.
Doesn't make sense. I agree. So that's my thing. I'm not gonna hate on Jokic. If he wins it, he wins it. But it's like, I would just like to know what the criteria is. Like, just keep it consistent. Keep it consistent. Because to me, what it looks like is that there's a narrative push. We haven't had a 3 straight MVP since the 80s. Why not Jokic?
Right.
That's what it looks like to me. And that's where I think Kendrick Perkins was trying to go, but he wasn't articulate enough to be able to say that. He's like, hey, well, I think I particularly think that shut up. Like, what are you talking about? JJ Redick took him to task, bro. It was great. I did not say that. I did. Okay, shut up.
I was stating the facts.
Right. I was stating the facts. I was stating the fact. No, you weren't. Your opinion is not based in fact.
Right.
It's an opinion. Right? Food for thought. Moving on. Zion.
Oh, God.
I wanted to think about it before because I just don't. I feel bad for the kid. So, Zion Williamson, over the last 3 seasons, you want to know how many games he's averaged in the NBA?
12?
No,
6.
more than that.
Okay, so you have 6. How many you got?
It's 28.
Okay, you've seen it. It's 28 games. There's 82 games in a season, and he's averaged 28 games. Now, for me, if I'm an organization, and this is my big asset, I'm going to sit him down and say, listen, bro, we love you. We want you to be the cornerstone of our franchise. We think that you could be the face of the league. But you got to lose some fucking weight.
I was just about to say that.
You can't be hovering around at 300 pounds.
He definitely looked like he gained weight. And that's why he keeps getting injured. Like,
right.
Lose the weight.
The body, he's a big guy, right? But he plays above the rim. He's not Charles Barkley. He's not any of those guys. He's a dunker.
He's very athletic.
Very athletic. Those particular things wear on your joints.
But didn't it? I thought that was part of the terms of
it
when
is.
he came
in
back
his
before. In his contract.
That was the first
the contract is the restrictions or the requirements is that he has to be below 295. They need to say you need to be below 265.
Yeah.
Seriously. 290. What
No,
other basketball players
should be his
295?
max.
What other basketball players 295?
Yo, but
No
he
one.
bodies people. Like,
I've always thought about this. What if he doesn't want to play with New Orleans? What if this is he's doing this to get his ticket out?
We've heard some rumors that he's not a big fan of the Pelicans, right? That he's not a big fan of New Orleans. He wants to go play with his boy in New York. He wants to play with RJ.
Yeah.
So I mean, but even still, if you're a Knick fan or you're the Knick front office, that's concerning.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're gonna look at that and be like, all right, cool. He may be playing his way out, but what if he's not? And then we go ahead and get him, and now we have this 300-pound headache.
right.
And mind you, he's going to be in New York.
Eddie Curry 2.0.
There's a lot of good food here.
Well, you just gotta,
A lot of good food here. We got everything here.
You
You know what I'm
just gotta
saying?
put it into the
it's not
contract.
It's not just gumbo and jambalaya over here. You feel what I'm saying? So that right. That's right. City that never sleeps. Right. You can just get everything anytime.
Being cafeteria.
So that's the problem. Is that for him, he really has to look in the mirror and say, I got to do something about this because the weight. I think the added weight is slowing down his progress in regards to making his body heal.
Well,
You're too heavy. I don't think that is conducive to healing.
Tree
Body.
shaker there.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Anybody has any thoughts on Ja Morant?
At
That's
this
my
point,
thought.
Fucking blew it.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Nothing?
Ja Morant?
Yeah.
Or like Ja Rule.
Ja Morant is like one of the top youngest players in the league, and the things he's doing right now, it's like, bro, why? I think it's a circle that's making him do this. Everybody's portraying the father being the ringleader of why he's acting like this, but it's all the crowd. You have them fighting with Shannon Sharp. You have them fighting with a bunch of other people. Like,
or it's actually what I think is that this is who he is.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think that, I don't know. I feel like he's trying too hard to show that this is him. And most people who act like that don't act like that for public consumption.
Really? I beg to differ because here's the thing about Ja Morant that people don't know. Here's the thing about Ja Morant that people don't know, right? Ja Morant wasn't heavily recruited in high school. He's from South Carolina. He's a great player, but he wasn't heavily recruited. He was very skinny. He was very lanky and wiry. Got a scholarship late, and the rest is history, right? He was not highly touted like a Zion, like a LeBron, like a Kobe. All of these things weren't there for him to prepare himself of how to behave, being the guy, right? So for him, acting like how he acts is normal for him because there was no checking. There was no G checking for him. Hey, listen, you got to start cleaning this up. You got to start cleaning up your circle because you're about to be who you're going to be, right? Nobody saw that. So for him, all of this is new, right? He got on the scene. Any of you that follow basketball, I know none of y'all knew who Ja Morant was until he got drafted, right? And that's exactly what it is. So because of that, a kid like that is going to continue to do what he does, is behave the way he does in whatever circle or whatever environment he grew up in. You understand what I'm saying? Now he has money, and he never got a chance to be able to kind of progress and learn how it actually works, how to be the leader of the house, the guy that's the breadwinner, that has to be responsible for everybody. That's not something that he had to take on. So for him now, being the face of the league, right? Or one of the faces of the league, the young faces of the league, there's more pressure on him now that he never had to deal with before, right? Okay. He has a big $230 million contract now. He has a big Nike contract now. He has Gatorade. He has all of these other things that people are just throwing money at him. He's never had to experience this level of pressure before in his life. So now he's starting to, those bad characteristics that he grew up with and never had to correct, they're now spilling out, right? He's now having fights with 17-year-olds. He has his team coming up to games and putting F-beams on the other team. He's talking to people on Twitter, and people are trolling him, and then he's asking them, oh, you want to know what a hollow tip feels like? Nobody who isn't about that says that.
Okay, so he was never one of those people who everyone knew he was going to make it out of the hood.
Correct.
He was a ball player and all stuff. Oh, okay. Right.
He never got.
I didn't know that.
He probably. Well, I'm saying, listen, I don't know for fact. I'm just saying that it looks like he wasn't protected, like how most touted stars are protected in the hood.
And the funniest thing about that situation is Steven Adams had a players only meeting,
and he walked out. Yeah, Steven Adams called a players only meeting, and Steven Adams was only talking about one person. But obviously, he doesn't want to single out the star, so he's just making a general conversation. Ja knows exactly who he's talking about, and Ja walks out.
Well, you understand, like you said, to touch on the same subject you're talking about, there was no grooming.
No, at all.
You know, like PR teams would get together. All right, this is how we gotta do this. We gotta attack this that way, this way. But I don't know if you ever noticed. You ever watch his father?
His father's his best friend.
Right, and it seems like he just condones everything he does.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna throw shade at the father, right? I don't know how they grew up. I don't know what the background is, right? He's there. He's supportive of his son. You know, people want to be critical of him. I'm not gonna go there because at this point, Ja Morant's a 24-year-old kid or man, right? He's not a kid anymore. He's a man. He's young enough to be able to figure it out, but he's not young enough to lose it all.
Were there any when Ja Morant was in college, there were no reports like that at all? Not one?
No.
I think when
so that's why
not that we know of.
That's why it leads me to believe he wasn't like that. Now he's starting to get like that because there would have been at least one. No matter if he was the big name player,
they all knew that.
Not necessarily.
Have you guys ever small name player, big name player? When your name is in the news with the police station, they'll be able to dig up something like anything. It could be anything. Fight at the gas station, and they bring that up. They haven't brought up anything.
Well, maybe that's why everyone was staying away from him. That's why he was never publicized.
But it's what it comes down to too is like, I mean, he's in Memphis. That's a certain market that it is what it is out there. The same thing is too is like who's around you. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about one time, you saying about checking in and having people around you, and you can have that guy behind you that's maybe the man in Memphis or whatever you from, that he ain't letting you out of his sight. And he's going to let you do what you feel you can do because you feel you can get away with it now.
Right.
And if he's young and he's probably younger than you or whatever the case is, he might have that influence that you may think you have that. That's why certain rappers always try to be the street guy, but the real street guy is making sure that a rapper doesn't get touched.
Exactly.
In this situation, you trying to emulate what you're around, and that's probably going to cost you your bag. And then you'll realize how hard it is trying to get that back when nobody else is entertaining it anymore.
I find it crazy that he supposedly pulled a gun out on a 17-year-old and Nike didn't drop him, but Adidas wanted to drop Kanye.
I mean, I don't like to do semantic conversations or moving goalpost conversations, because the things with me is that it's not even a shot. It's more about the NBA has an image, right? They are gonna try to clean this up. If Nike is okay with it, then they're okay with it. But they are trying to give him some grace. We all know the situation, right? We all know what the sensitive things are in our society that you just can't do. We know that. We don't have to talk about it. We understand, right? But he's young enough to be able to figure out. I want to see Ja Morant get out of this and figure it out. I saw Allen Iverson go through some stuff in his past, right? I saw Carmelo Anthony go through some stuff in his past. He had to clean up his circle and really get right. So, it's not too late for him, but I am somebody who, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. Believe them until they show you otherwise.
There's a good chance you might not see Ja Morant until 2024.
It's possible.
But another thing, too, from not to play devil's advocate, but on the other side, now these kids, and I don't want to say kids, but these younger generations do everything on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I do accept the fact that depending on where he was and what state he was in is the reason why he didn't probably get dropped by Nike, because the gun laws may be a little looser down there.
Yeah, in South Carolina.
Yeah, so...
No, he was in Colorado at that time.
Even still, I do respect the fact that, I'd rather get caught with it than without it.
Yeah, listen, you can have it all you want. Listen, that's not the argument, right? You can have it. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that you work for the NBA. The NBA doesn't want to see any of their stars marketing firearms. Right. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with laws if it's legal or not legal. You work for me. I don't want to see you with no hammers on camera. Period. That's where it comes down to. And that's the thing. A lot of people, he didn't do anything wrong. You're not understanding. If you're working for a Fortune 500 company and you outside smoking crack, they're gonna be like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna have a conversation, bro. We don't want our big CEO smoking crack. We don't want that image.
Crack kills.
We don't want that image. So don't have hammers on TV. Right. Simple. Has nothing to do with whatever laws it is. We don't want any of our people holding guns. You are a role model to a lot of kids. You are the next guy up. We cannot market you if you are here holding hammers. We just can't. Mm-hmm. Period. So the NBA is if this was David Stern, Ja Morant would be suspended by 40 games. Right. David Stern was not playing.
I'm surprised Moms Against Guns didn't come out.
Yeah, wasn't playing. So after the break, we're gonna talk some more NBA stuff, because they got the Sean Kemp thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Woo! After the break.
He has changed the game, whether you like it or not. He's changed it. He's impacted the game in some fashion or form.
I'm gonna find a bar mitzvah for you to go to, and you gonna turn that motherfucker out.
Yeah, all the gals watching.
Crack him if you got him.
All the gals watching. Minus 6.
And I would like to formally welcome you to...
Welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
The GRYD.
To the GRYD. To the GRYD.
To the GRYD.
Welcome to the GRYD.
And welcome to the GRYD.
Welcome to the GRYD.
what is going on with my man Sean Kemp? Why they got my man Sean Kemp out here looking crazy? Why? So
6'11" shooter.
Right. Sorry about that. Let's close this down. So the story is that
so bad actually.
It started. That was pretty badass. The story is that when the story broke, it said that Sean Kemp is involved in a drive-by, right? That was the first story. So I'm like, what's Sean Kemp in a drive-by? What? Right? So now I saw the picture. I'm like,
he can't hide.
All right, what are we talking about here? Like, we see him doing a motion with the gun. I'm like, okay, they got my man Sean Kemp, right? Then there's video footage that comes out where he's in a parking lot and he's pointing at somebody, right? And you hear a shot bust off. He busts off the shot, right? So I'm like, well, this is not a drive-by. This is not a drive-by. I know what a drive-by looks like. This is not a drive-by, right? Then more footage and stuff comes out to say that there was things taken from him and he tracked the person down into the parking lot. He was confronting them from his car. The other person was over there, and there was a shot that was let off from the other car, and Sean Kemp sent a returning shot. That's the story. So Sean Kemp is not committing any drive-bys. He's not killing anybody. He got stuff stolen from him. He tracked the person down, and he's trying to get his stuff back. Right. So this is why there was no charges filed for him, because he was arrested on scene. And then once they found out what happened, then they dropped all the charges. So for me, what the part that I want to talk about is where did the hell they get the story of a drive-by from? Like, yo, you can say, all right, Sean Kemp was in an altercation and shots was let off. But you're going to use the phrase drive-by.
That's media.
Where did it come from?
Yo, facts. Thank you, Chili McFreeze. Media. Because no offense to my man Paris Skeevers and the Caucasian people are here. But when the white people see it, another black in drive-by, huh? What's going on here? It's crazy.
I mean, it's the drive-by part.
Yeah, it's the drive-by part that bothers me. Nothing else bothers me. The drive-by part bothers me. It does.
But you know what's crazy is like the cleanup doesn't get as much as
the first initial report.
Yeah, like the screw up doesn't get as much as the.
It never does. Anytime a newspaper or media outlet does some scandalous nonsense, and if they have to walk it back, the walk back is like some fine print that you can't find.
Well, something like that is serious. I would assume for slander.
Yeah.
Yeah, defamation.
I mean, it's possible.
I'm not a drive-by shooter.
Right.
I was outside of the car when I bust my gun.
Exactly. And mind you, they busted me first.
But the crazy thing is, you can't even find out who to sue. Because now, with media, you got all these people that want to be reporters. They're all freelancers. So it's like, yo, who do I sue? Oh, I got to find this freelancer that called the story on me and sold it to the courier.
Auto Van Riding.
It's crazy.
Right. Well, if a network airs it, you know, it doesn't matter who they got the information from. You aired this on national television.
Oh, like Fox News?
Yeah, about me. I'm a drive-by shooter now.
And Dominion.
But they get their shit from like tweets and shit. So it's like somebody just tweeted, "Yo, Sean Kemp did a drive-by, yo."
Right.
Sources say.
Right.
Yeah.
Sources.
That's it. They covered.
And then like the Twitter videos credited to like @SugarDaddy45.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hollywood Unlocked.
Yeah.
Right. You got your information from Hollywood Unlocked, Shader Room.
Yeah.
Like
some wild shit.
Oh man, like that's the part that bothered me. It's like drive-by, really, really.
When I heard, I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
That exactly. I'm like, oh come on, like drive-by, really?
Imagine.
What is Sean Kemp into that
he got 6'11"?
He gotta do that.
Yo, my mind started wondering. I'm like, you know, he does have 20 kids. Like,
OD
blowing a lot of backs out.
OD. HR. Relax. Moving on. I think we're all fans of Fred VanVleet in this room. Fred VanVleet did something that I think every basketball player wants to do. I've done it in my rec leagues. There's refs that I hate, and I tell them to their face, I don't like you. You suck at your job, and you need to do better. Well, Fred VanVleet is $30,000 poorer today because he took to the podium after the game and decided to air out Mr. Ben Taylor, the referee that was officiating the game that night. They played the Clippers. They lost to the Clippers, and he tore into that ref and said that ref's terrible, right? So I think that this is something that, for me, when Adam Silver, they find these players for these particular takes, I don't like it because it's the players holding the officiating accountable at some point, right? If you're bad at your job, I'm supposed to be able to tell you, just like how any media outlet can be able to tell me as a player that I'm bad at my job. I had a bad night. Something's going on with me. Why can't they say that to the officials?
Right.
I don't see. It should be fair game.
Like when a media person says it, they get paid to do it. But
Exactly.
if I say it, I lose money.
Right.
But let me ask you, do any of these reporters, because I haven't heard any yet, like put the refs on blast?
Not really. I mean, they'll talk about it, right? They'll have conversations, say, hey, the officiating was not consistent tonight or whatever it is. They don't necessarily like single out particular refs when certain things happen. Certain people do. I don't know what the actual ramifications for them printing that particular thing is, but players can't speak on it. Refs are protected. But for me, it's like, I have no problem with you protecting the refs, but there needs to be some type of revamp in regards to how they are refereeing. The officiating has been really bad in sports this year in general.
Terrible.
Like we're talking about the NFL, we're talking about basketball. It has not been great. So it's like at some point there needs to be some retraining. We talk about police retraining. Can we get some referee retraining?
Retraining.
Yeah. Like, because if you have more players that are more frustrated with these refs that I've ever seen at any point in basketball in probably the last decade. Like, you've had players that have said things, but it's really starting to get bad to the point where you're seeing guys getting technicals for just tossing the ball back to the ref. They're getting technicals. They go ahead and, they show frustration to a teammate. They get a technical. Like, this.
He twisted back with animosity.
Yeah, like, it's just.
Didn't Scotty Barnes just get thrown out the game or get a tech for something and he didn't even do anything? And the other refs just standing there like, well, what happened?
Right. It's nonsense, to be honest with you, man. I don't like it, but shouts to Fred VanVleet for that. He definitely did what a lot of people wanted to do. And, maybe there's going to be more, but if there's more, Adam Silver's not going to like that. So, you'll see the fines start to go up after that, right? If it's 30,000, somebody else says something wild, 50,000. They'll go to 75,000.
See, that's just like that's
like
students not being able to call a teacher out on their bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, if you're wrong, you're wrong.
You're wrong, you're wrong.
But if you're gonna penalize me that I can't speak out against what you did and call you accountable, and
that's corny.
But you can fine me and I can get, I'm okay to pay you that.
Right.
How does that make sense?
And mind you, I'm paying the league that.
Word, I'm paying the league that.
But see, here's the thing: strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Strength in numbers. Everybody needs to come together and say, "Listen, enough is enough."
Right.
You can't just fine everybody. It's not gonna happen.
I think a lot of things are going to be discussed in the new collective bargaining agreement between the players union and the NBA and the owners. There's going to be a lot of stuff that they talk about, and I'm sure the officiating is going to be something that's going to be on the docket because it needs to change. They need to be held accountable. If there's some egregious calls, I think referees need to be held accountable for that. Like the Monday report is not enough to say, "Hey, we messed up, guys." You cost us the game. What is you putting out a report saying that you made an error? We all know you made the error. What are you talking about? What do you mean? The world saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I remember when LeBron got hit, right? They put out the report instantly, right? A like they put out a press release like an hour later. Hey, we're sorry. Yeah, of course. We know. But is that going to change the outcome of the game? It doesn't.
Right.
But maybe if you got fined $15,000 for making an egregious no call like that, the next time that happens, you'll be watching your pockets.
The ref, he was right there.
I'm just saying.
I see it a lot with Julius Randle. There's times so they'll call him for a foul and he doesn't even touch the guy.
Yeah. So if they know that they're gonna be losing some money if they make some egregious calls, these refs are gonna be on point. But there's no ramifications for them. They can mess up. They can do whatever. They can make an egregious call in front of your face. You as the player gets frustrated and you challenge them on it. You get teched up or you get thrown out of the game.
Oh, dude.
Think about that.
Right.
Somebody is holding you. Somebody's beating you up. You try to fight back, and the cops come arrest you. What are we doing here?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So, moving on. What was I going to talk about? Yeah. Oh, let's just get it out of the way. Paul Gasol gets his jersey retired with the Lakers. Shouts to Paul. That's my guy. It was an emotional night. You know, talked about Kobe. Talked about Kobe's impact and how if it wasn't for Kobe, he didn't know if he was going to be able to have the career that he had with the Lakers. And, you know, it's just seeing guys like that. You know, you don't have players like that anymore. Like the guys that were just tough, man, and dealt with the scrutiny. I remember when he got here and we lost to the Celtics that first year. Man, Powell got hammered. He got hammered at the media. Fans got him, but he came back and was just a solid player, man. You know, guys like him are real true Hall of Famers, man. They do the best that they can do for the sport. You know, they hold themselves accountable off the court. They don't get in trouble. They're model citizens. That's the type of guys that you want representing your brand. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shouts to Pau Gasol for that, man. It was a great night. Lakers won, too. So that was always good.
You saw that Jimmy Butler came all the way from Miami.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler came down and you know, gave him some flowers and stuff like that. So that was really good. And, you know, Pau Gasol, man, I remember when that trade happened, man. It was like instant change. The Lakers were good that year, but they needed something.
Mm-hmm.
Pau Gasol comes, and the rest is history. Like, that era of Lakers basketball was special. You know what I'm saying?
Gasol and Bynum in the paint.
Yeah. Gasol, Bynum, Lamar, Shannon Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Derek Fisher came back.
Yep.
So it was a great era for Lakers basketball at that point, man. So shouts to Pau. Moving on. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is reportedly out 4+ weeks with a grade 2 ankle sprain. He sprained his ankle in warm-ups. You know, and listen, speedy recovery for KD because that was a scary situation. Like, I remember I slipped on something and shouted my knee up. So it could have been way worse for what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he just got a grade 2 ankle sprain is tough because he just got there. But it could have been way worse.
Bro, these guys got the best trainers money can buy, and they're always injured for some reason.
Yeah.
Guys were never injured like this. All of a sudden, everyone is injured.
I mean, we had a conversation. Yeah, we had a conversation before in regards to, you know, I think they're working out too much. But go ahead, Pia. You had something to say.
I was gonna say, they're probably. You're right. It's because they are in the gym too much. But then there's guys who just don't work out at all and go home. They're sitting on the couch playing video games the majority of the time. Their body gets stiff, and then when it's time to go, boom, they're hurt.
Right. It's true. It's something that's going on, but, you know, there's obviously freak accidents. KD, unfortunately, has been very injury prone, you know, the latter part of his career, right? He's had knee injuries. He's had ankle injuries. He's torn his Achilles. He's come back from multiple things. So, this is just another setback for him. He'll come back. He'll be fine. But that's not what I want to talk about. It's not what I want to talk about. KD getting hurt is just a part of the story. You guys want to hear the rest of the story? It's story time with Barry Grant Jr. You guys ready? Okay. A few pods ago, I said to you guys that the Phoenix Suns, they traded for KD, and it's like, all right, cool. Are they going to be the best team in the Western Conference? I say, hey, I am not one of those people that likes to look at teams on paper. I like to see how they look, how the lineups look, how they're gelling together, how the team is playing before I decide to say they're a legit contender, right? But then I said, what's going to stop this team from actually winning is Black Cat Chris Paul. That's what happened. I said at some point, there's going to be a Black Cat that walks by and tragedy's going to strike on this team. And lo and behold, what happens? Kevin Durant is in warm-ups. He's not in the game. He's in warm-ups. Something that he's done thousands of times in his life and has never happened before. But he does it in Phoenix because you know why? Black Cat Paul struck. Black Cat Paul struck. There was some Black Cat in that arena, and that's what happened. I'm telling you, anytime Chris Paul is involved with something, something bad happens. It does. I knew it. I said, Phil, you remember you was here?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
I said it. Something bad is gonna happen because Chris Paul is a Phoenix Sun. That's just the way it is. What is that movie? What's the movie? It's the Amityville Horror, or is it what's the other one that people used to like? Not the Blair Witch. The other one where it was Paranormal Activity, right? Paranormal Activity where the ghost kept following the girl, right? That's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh, man.
Anywhere he goes, Black Cat's there. That's what it is.
I think about the parody one.
Yeah, that's all it is. You go to a new house, and something's wrong. We just moved. There's something's still going on. Yeah, it's you. It's you.
You just gotta blame Keisha for that.
Yeah. Blame anybody. Blame Chris Paul. It's him.
Or Tupac.
Or Tupac. Only goes to Tupac. We can blame him too.
In Phoenix?
Listen.
That's right there. That's right there by Cali. It's close.
Oh my God.
It's close.
Yeah. It's supposed to be the storybook ending.
He'll get the ring when somebody gives it to him.
Wait,
he ain't gonna play and get it.
Did he cut through Phoenix in the back of that mail van? In the back of the mail truck? Poetic Justice?
He did, actually.
Yo,
wherever he
went,
went,
wherever the red table
he
was.
just laid down.
Wherever that red table was, he went.
Facts. All I'm saying is that, like, how, can y'all not see the story being put together here? Have you ever seen Kevin Durant do that?
No.
And didn't another player get hurt from the same way?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's not as he's fine. He's not as hurt as Kevin Durant is. Like, come on, this is a man who has immaculate footwork, working people on the court, mid range, jump shot, ha, doing all that, right? Dribbling, busting ass,
Free accident.
layup line, not even a layup line, wasn't even a game.
Right.
Shoot around, he cracked his ankle. Hey, Black Cat.
Yo, that's like the equivalent of me in the house, like jumping and touching the molding on the door and just falling like, you know?
Tear your whole leg up.
That's like that baseball player, like hit a home run.
Right. Cross home plate and
Kendrick Morales, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, shit out the frame.
The Black Cat. You're the Black Cat.
That's at least better. That was at least in the game.
Right. At least that was in the game and he did something important.
Right.
This man was in shoot around.
Can't talk
Well,
about
he was in shoot around.
That's right.
And he's so skinny, he just flopped like.
Yo,
that was hilarious.
He dropped and said,
"Shit,
Chris Paul." I saw his lips. You can go ahead and see it. It says Chris Paul. You know? So, yeah. But that's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it.
That's what the sources said.
That's what the sources say.
They said, tell Barry it was Chris Paul.
Facts. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I'm watching. I saw the Black Cat there.
It was Chris Paul.
I saw it there. So, moving on to my irrelevant news of the week.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
This is a good one. Did you know that there was a man in Utah that... I don't know if he's institutionalized. He got, he was let out and wanted to go back in. But Utah man robbed bank of just $1, then waited to be arrested.
Wow.
You want to go home?
Wow.
He wanted to go home.
It was peach cobbler night.
He wanted to go back to jail. He said, he told the cops, if you don't arrest me and take me to federal prison, I'm going to continue to do it.
Wow.
Now, is he a criminal or is he actually a good Samaritan? Because he's taking himself off the street. Like, let's have a conversation about it.
Well, you got to understand, free food.
Right.
You get to watch
three meals a
TV.
day.
Yeah, like...
You ain't gotta worry about bills.
If you're homeless, well, why not?
And they give you little iPads now too.
Right.
So it's
Yes.
like, you're chilling.
They what?
Yeah, that's
Bro,
crazy.
it's so fire.
Certain prisons give
All
you
your
iPads,
commissary, everything goes through that?
Yeah, like I was gonna send some stuff the other day, and it was like, nah, they don't do that no more. You just gotta go on this app or whatever, and whatever you want to buy, and they just give it to them.
Right. Yo, the man. It says that he had a little letter for the person and just like, please give me $1. Thank you. That's what the note said. Very pleasant man, but he wanted to go back to the bank. He wanted to go back. So, very, very, very interesting. There's more. Guess who got released from his team? Anybody want to guess? No? Okay. I'll tell you. Remember I came in here a couple of weeks ago and I said that a certain player changed his name to Chosen Anderson. Well, the same Chosen Anderson has not been chosen by the Arizona Cardinals.
You go to the chopping block.
Yo, you changed your name and they were like, all right, we're done with it. We got to get him out of here. Get him out of here.
That's not who we signed.
Right. We signed the other guy.
Chose a
Right.
Oh man.
Sure not gonna work here anymore.
Facts. So that is my...
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
After the break, we're going to talk some more stuff, and then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
After the break. Welcome back, y'all. Kyrie Irving. Do you guys know that there's some new Kyrie Irving stuff out there?
Are we surprised?
Do we care?
I do. I always care about Kyrie.
He wanted him on the Lakers.
I still do.
Mm-hmm.
I still do. Because he can play basketball. And the only person that can keep him in check
for 3 hours
is LeBron James.
LeBron James.
So, but Kyrie Irving took to his Twitch, and boy, did he have a lot to say. So there's this little snippet here I want you guys to listen to. We're not gonna play the entire Twitch stream. There's like a little minute 20 clip here where Kyrie is saying some things that doesn't really make sense to the person who has a rational, logical brain, but for people who have Kyrie brain, it makes sense to them. Right? So, let's go ahead and
Kyrie brain.
Cue this up here.
For 3 hours, and you think you know who I am. You see a few posts. Oh, Kai's woke. Kai got it. Oh, Kai is, oh my goodness, he just doesn't fit into the mold of all of the other people. And then, man, he's different. He's crazy. He's arrogant. He's this. He's that. He's this. All from seeing me from 3 hours. You get all that. Kai Kai, what's Kai gonna do this summer? Does Kai like Dallas? What happened in Brooklyn? What happened in Boston? What happened in Cleveland? Why did you leave LeBron? Why did you leave Jason? Why did you leave Katie? Why did you leave all these people? For 3 hours. Get to ask all these legitimate questions. As if 21 hours every day wasn't happening after that. Me. You would think that I'm the cancer in the locker room, as if basketball is an individual sport that one person is supposed to take blame for. It's 15 guys on the team, and I'm the one cancer in the room. That's what it's portrayed as. That's what you guys get. That's what they have fun doing. That's why these older, bitter gentlemen and women keep my name in their mouths every day.
Okay. Lot to unpack there. Now, Kyrie is saying, in layman's terms, that there's more cogs to the wheel, and you can't really blame one person for being a cancer in a locker room, right? That couldn't be farther from the truth if you play sports. All it takes is one person to disrupt the locker room. All it takes is one particular person to not understand what their defensive assignment is to screw up a defensive stand for your team. So for him to say that makes no sense. But in Kyrie's world, it makes all the sense. You heard what he said. You think you know me because of the 3 hours you see me. No. It's over the 10 years that we've seen you. That's what they judge you off of. You claim to not be the cancer in the locker room. Okay, so you think that you're just a cog in the wheel. Then why are you getting paid $38.5 million a year and guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. isn't? Because you're the guy, or you're supposed to be the guy. So at the negotiation table, you are never going to say, I'm just a cog in the wheel. So pay me what Tim Hardaway is getting paid. No, you say, I'm Kyrie Irving. I deserve X amount of money. So it's convenient when it's about getting your money, it's all about Kyrie Irving. Right. But when the blame game starts to come down, oh no! You think you know me in 3 hours? No. Cancer in the locker room. What did happen in Boston? Let's talk about it. He left Cleveland after winning a championship because he thought he didn't need LeBron anymore. Because he thought he was that guy. I want to go to Boston because I want to be the guy. Well, he went to Boston and tried to lead those kids, and he couldn't lead a parade.
If he was that guy, he would have left Cleveland before LeBron came.
Right. Couldn't lead the parade. Couldn't lead Cleveland before LeBron got there. Couldn't leave after. Right? Let's talk about what happened in Brooklyn. Kyrie and KD were supposed to go to the Knicks. That was the original plan. Oh no, Kyrie, being a Nets fan his whole life, convinced KD, let's go to Brooklyn. They'll love us here. No pressure. Oh, really? Not realizing it's still New York. Oh. But in Kyrie's world, it all makes sense. See, for me, that has a logical brain in my head. You can't fool me. It's always passing the buck. You're always passing the buck. It's never you. If it doesn't work in Dallas, it wasn't you. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't have to be in Dallas, right? Because he's in a new situation. That team is not that great, right? So the blame is not going to fall on him, per se. But where there's smoke, there's fire, right? And the beautiful thing about the video in itself is that while he's spewing all of these Kyrieisms out of his mouth, he's burning sage. Help me! Help me! So he's trying to purify the air when he's spewing rubbish out of his mouth. It's funny. It's funny. He actually said at the end of one of the Dallas games, I think the last Dallas game that he played, he said, "How can I be free when there's people that are impoverished in other places making Teslas and they're living in the Congo," or something like that. Paraphrasing, obviously, but that's basically what he said, right? And normally I leave him alone. But I have to get him now, because if you're so concerned about those innocent people in the Congo or whatever they're doing, why is it convenient for you to wear Nike sneakers then? Hello?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
So it's okay for you. Covering up the Nike check is good enough for you. That's you butting the system, right? But you're still wearing the same shoes that those poor people are making for 2 cents a day.
Give me my Band-Aid.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Cover that Nike check.
As I said, can fool a lot of people. Not gonna fool me.
Yeah.
I see past those Kyrieisms. I see past all of that sage smoke.
Can't fool you.
Can't fool me, bro. Just saying. Anyway, moving on to the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week, I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Claw, who you got?
Anybody who doesn't think that just one of the guys had some of the best boobs ever.
Wow. For 3 hours.
That's real.
I mean, there's a lot of people that have not watched that movie, but if they haven't, you need to watch it.
What was your name? I forgot her name.
I can't remember, but I just remember the boobs.
Yeah, the boobs are the best boobs ever. If you haven't seen them, Google them.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think a lot of men really like their entire adult life. They judge their women off of those boobs.
Based on those boobs, yeah.
Yeah.
I've asked like close female friends what they thought about those boobs, and they said those are the top boobs.
Yeah.
Like they wish their boobs looked like that.
Yeah.
What boobs were these?
Just one of the guys. You never watched that movie?
No.
Where the girl impersonates, she dresses up as a guy, goes to high school, and she becomes like one of the most popular people there.
Okay.
So yeah.
At the end of the day, end of the movie.
In the movie, she likes this guy, and then she.
Oh, so I actually just skip to the end.
Yeah,
go straight to that.
She flashes the goods, and it was one of those like, what?
And it was still the 80s.
Those were there.
It was like
It's the 80s movie, not
right.
With the,
right.
So it was better than like the Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis definitely gets the runner up. Like she's up.
Yeah,
there.
listen, Jamie Lee Curtis still got some.
Yeah, but
and she old too.
Yeah.
I thought she cut him
But
off.
she's still bad.
I thought she cut him off.
Nah. Maybe she did, but I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about the old ones.
The old ones. The old ones.
Yeah. I used to watch Halloween just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that.
Ah,
So
trading
where is
places.
he? Where's Michael?
Trading
Where's
places.
Michael so she can run? Come on. Run, please. That's what I used to do. So yeah, I definitely second that. Anybody that hasn't watched that movie and anybody who's watched that movie and don't think that those are the greatest boobs on planet Earth, get the
Dummy, yeah.
Phil, who you got?
I'm taking that one this week.
No? Okay, that's fine. Who you got? Chili McFreeze.
So we went to go see the Bear this week.
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear. We walk inside the theater. Rated R movie, by the way.
You had your popcorn in your hand.
Yeah, big.
Had my
tubs.
nachos.
Oh, you did have nachos. I had popcorn. Yeah.
I ate my popcorn early.
And
You bodied that popcorn.
we walk in, and there are kids there.
There were a lot of children there.
Kids,
Yeah.
Full families.
whole family,
We're talking about like 10-year-olds here.
multiple kids.
Yeah.
So
Who as a parent is gonna take their child to an R-rated cocaine movie?
the parents get it, man.
Yo,
All of them.
All of the parents that really
Every single
and they try to sneak that too. Yeah, I'm taking the kids to the movie. We're gonna see some kid friendly. Probably even tell their wife, hey, we're going to the movies. Go see Cocaine Bear.
Yo,
Come on now.
All of the parents.
Yo, bro, there was mad kids in there, Fang.
That's crazy.
Mad kids. Mad kids in there.
I'm talking about like you thought you were about to watch Moana next.
Right.
Bro, if I was in there, I would have been ignorant.
Right. It was crazy.
I would have been saying wild stuff just for that. You know,
I mean, you say
just
wild
'cause.
stuff regardless. You do.
I would have been saying it around the children. So just so somebody could say something. Oh, you can't. Oh, shut the fuck up.
I would love to know when those
good point,
kids saw those children on the screen doing the cocaine, what they thought.
Yo, what did they?
The lady next to me was like telling her daughter, "Don't ever try cocaine, okay?"
Unbelievable.
And the kid was like, "Okay, mom."
Probably already did it.
Probably did it already. Probably did it now.
She's probably thinking to herself, pussies. They ate it.
Hey, mom, I gotta go to the bathroom.
They ate a spoonful with
Right.
the Cheerios.
Right. I eat that with my breakfast. Light. That's the morning thing. It's crazy. So yeah, the parents at the movie theater taking their kids to go see Cocaine Big at the
Dummy, yeah.
Nicole, you got?
I was gonna say myself for not being able to make it.
Yes.
Yeah, I respect. Yeah, I respect.
Nicole has dummied herself for
Wow.
not making the All Even podcast team Cocaine Man trip. I don't want to give it to you, but I was very disappointed, so you have to get it.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, have to get it. Has to get it.
Stings, right?
She owns it. She owns it though. Yeah. I didn't challenge her on that. I didn't. She owns it. I like that. I like that. X-Man, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins. It's a good one. You want to do a Kendrick Perkins impersonation?
I was stating the facts.
That was great.
That was a good one.
That
I
was
like that.
great.
I like that. Yeah, Kendrick Perkins. Listen, I understand what he was trying to say, but it's times where a lot of people can't articulate themselves the right way, and it come out like gibberish, right? I didn't say that.
Hey, can somebody give me a sandwich over here?
Right. It's just
Dummy, yeah.
You gotta hold that. Fang McFrost, I'm a little scared.
Get the button ready.
I'm a little scared, but who's your dummy for this week?
Bow buttons.
All right, I don't know the woman's name,
Uh-huh.
but all right, you know how the kids do the subway surfing, and the 17-year-old kid died on the train trying to subway surf, 15, 17, whatever. So the mother came out now and is suing the city, stating that her son died because they didn't have everything properly blocked off, so the kids can't get to the top of the train.
Wow. So she's blaming everybody else for the death.
Instead of her child. Granted, I understand.
Instead of herself.
Huh?
Instead of herself.
Right. Well, I don't want to blame the kid because,
It's a kid.
It's a kid. Kid do kids things.
Yeah.
Whether it's peer pressure, stupidity, whatever it is.
Yeah, I blame parents.
But now you want to sue the city because your child climbed on top of a train that he knows he's not supposed to be on top of. And now you want to sue the city?
Yeah, that's crazy.
For that, you get the dummy.
Definitely.
She'll probably win.
It's an unfortunate situation, right?
She'll probably win. That's the thing.
Right. X-Man's right. Like, she probably, if she makes a big stink about it and then people take to Twitter, she's right.
Oh, it's a whole team behind it.
She's right. How dare you tell us that we can't surf on top of trains? It's our right as Americans and New Yorkers.
It's hilarious.
Y'all get the
Dummy, yeah.
I can't stand people, bro.
Right.
I want to move.
I know she's.
I want to move to Mars.
Like, I know she's mourning, but she's a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get it, man. I understand your frustration, and maybe this is how she's dealing with her loss, right? Like, a lot of people, there's anger, there's grief, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things. So, sometimes I like to give grace, but also I like to give...
Dummy, yeah.
Those were some good ones, but I have a couple. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winners for Dummy of the Week. The first one is Jackson Mahomes. Jackson Mahomes is my first.
Dummy, yeah.
Now,
Crazy.
it's amazing, right? How you can raise two children in the same household. One can be able to, idolize his father. His father played baseball, played for the Mets. Shouts to the Mets, right? He played baseball growing up, idolized his father, wanted to be just like his dad, goes to college, becomes a great quarterback, ends up getting drafted by a team, ends up being an MVP early in his career, wins a Super Bowl, wins another Super Bowl. He's the face of the league. He's the golden goose But there's another one that got raised in that same household and is a complete screw up. Jackson Mahomes is the TikTok boy. But this is not the reason why we're upset with him. This is not the reason why he's on the Dummy of the Week this week. Oh no, he chose to take it upon himself to forcefully go ahead and kiss a restaurant owner. Grabs her by the face. She's, looking this way. He's behind her, grabs her, and
hey, girl,
pretty much mauls her, right? And it's like, I understand that fame can do a lot of things to people, right? It's a drug.
Cocaine did it.
Right. But we have said that money doesn't change you. It just accentuates who you are. Jackson Mahomes has always been a little douchebag. You can see it in his face. He's one of those kids that, and I'm one of those people, I like to label people very early in life. I can look at a 5, 6, 7-year-old and say, this kid's gonna be an asshole. You can see it. You can see it by the way they behave, the certain things that they do. You can be like, this kid's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Mahomes was probably that 7-year-old that people were like, yo, why are you not like your older brother? You're a dick. And he knows it. And he feeds into it. And the problem is that there's not enough ramifications or consequence for his actions. Because why? His brother is famous. And he can be able to be on the field as his brother's winning the Super Bowl and put on a TikTok video.
He's a jackass.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, he's an idiot. Like, there's just nothing else to say about the dude.
Right.
He's dumb. Intelligence is something that some people just don't have. You can't gain it through school. You can't gain it through street smarts. You're just an idiot.
Like, he had to be that kid that always got his ass kicked. He had to be.
The whole way home, too.
Right.
Yeah. Kid that don't do his homework in school, and when you ask him why he didn't do his homework, he don't know. Yeah. Did you know that you had homework this week, Jackson?
Hey,
yeah, I know.
That was me.
But I don't know.
That was me. Stop.
Okay, so you chose not to do it.
Hell yeah. What? I had other things to do.
Dummy, yeah.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
So Jackson Mahomes, he gets the first one. But there is another one. There is the main event here. And the main event is Paul Pierce.
Dummy,
Paul Pierce gets my Dummy of the Week.
Dummy,
Because here's the thing. Everybody has been chiming in with their John Morant takes about giving this kid grace and, hopefully that he recovers and all this stuff. But here comes the person that we don't care to hear an opinion from, right? Of all the people that you don't want to hear from, it's Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce takes to Twitter and says, well, I used to carry guns back in the day, and, I don't understand what the problem is. He just holding a gun. This is why you are who you are. This is why Paul Pierce is who he is. He's one of those people that he is very comfortable enabling people, right? A lot of times in our culture, why we don't move forward and progress is because we enable each other. Instead of calling people to the carpet, holding them accountable, you make excuses for them. You're an old ass man. You should not be doing this in regards to this situation. You're supposed to be educating, giving him some guidance, not looking like a complete clown and enabling bad behavior because you're an idiot. Because you threw away your ESPN job because you're an idiot. Because you didn't get a swan song when you retired because, like Draymond said, people don't love you like that. And what kills me about Paul Pierce as well Have you ever read any of Paul Pierce's tweets? It's the most ineligible thing I've ever seen. He misspells things. He doesn't know how to spell. So this is a man that has millions of dollars and has influence, and he can't even spell. But you have the nerve to tell John Morant that he's good? Tell you, there's a lot of times where I like to use my dummy of the week to make fun of people. I'm not making fun of Paul Pierce here. I think he's a clown. I think Paul Pierce is one of those people that looks to gain respect and doesn't get it. I think Paul Pierce is one of those people that goes into a room and everybody says, look, there's Paul Pierce, and nobody asks for his autograph.
Wait, bro. The funniest video of all time is he throws his jersey to what he
And
thought was a fan.
And they throw it back.
Yeah.
He threw
They threw it back,
threw
bro.
his headband into the stands. They threw it back to him. Wow. This is the type of person that Paul Pierce is. Outside of the Boston Celtics, they don't love you like that, Paul. And I'm going to tell you that nobody loves you like that. So any opinion that you have about basketball, any opinion that you have about young people, any opinion that you have about politics, any opinion that you have about the food that you ate yesterday, nobody cares. I would love for you to focus on spelling and pronunciating your words rather than having an opinion. It's a 40-year-old man that can't spell. There's children that do a better job than him. There's a reason why I'm sure he had a gun. Makes sense now.
Yeah.
Makes sense of why he behaves the way he behaves. Yeah, I know. Because you're a dummy. Yeah. Makes all sense in the world. So, Paul Pierce and Jackson Mahomes. Jackson, your brother's great and your father's great. You, on the other hand, when TikTok goes away, and it's going to go away very soon because there's legislation coming down on that, what are you going to do with yourself? Can't wait to see that. And Paul Pierce, I mean, you're an NBA player. Of course, you're going to be a Hall of Famer, but like Draymond said, nobody loves Paul Pierce like that. I wonder who's going to be there at the actual announcement or the inauguration of his Hall of Fame induction.
Piercing?
Yeah. Like, no one really cares about
Yeah, nobody really cares. I don't think that'd probably be the lowest rated Hall of Fame out there.
Sure.
So they hold the dummy of the week for this week. Cole, what is your kind word of the week?
I mean, Tinder's a crazy place, so don't kiss him on the mouth on the first date.
I like that.
You're a fool.
Phil, it was a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Chilling McFreeze.
Yes, sir.
Nicole on the ones and twos, a silent assassin. Paris Gibbs, my man. You need to be back, all right?
Absolutely.
Baseball season comes. I like to bash your Yankees and talk about them in a terrible way. But I love you. You know, you can always pull up.
Absolutely.
Thank you, McFrost. You did pretty good today. You weren't as bad as I expected. I expected to press this FCC button a little more today, but got away with a lot of stuff. You know.
I won't be silenced.
You won't be silenced.
Nope.
The revolution will be televised. What you saying?
I didn't say all that.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. So until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
My son is the champ, so get over it.